Hi, this is Michael Karen, your current Deer Island Association clerk. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the new feature on the DIA website that will allow you to vote for the upcoming issues for the short-term rentals and also for the tennis court. Now, this can be done on any computer, any iPad, any laptop, and any phone. I'm going to do it on my phone just to show you how convenient it is doing it from your handheld device. So what you need to do is go to the internet and use any browser. I'm going to tap Chrome to open up, and it opens up YouTube for me. So I'm just going to go to deerislandassociation.org, which is the URL of the DIA site. And once it loads, you'll see there is some new information, a new little graphic there about voting. And what it does is it gives you a little bit of information letting you know that voting will begin January 1st in 2021, and that there's also two new pages on the site that you can look at. One is an information page about the two issues where it describes what the issues are and what the options are and how you can vote on them. And the other one is a page that will actually show you how to do the voting. And that's actually what this video is about too. So if I were to tap on the link that says tennis court and short-term rentals, you'll land on the page where it gives you some information. It explains it. It tells you what the tennis court issue is, and it tells you what your options are as far as voting, and you can read through this. And then it does the same thing on the short-term rentals, what it's about, and what the options are. So you can read through that before you do the voting, just so you can brush up on it. Now, if I go back to the home page, then if I wanted to click on the other link, that will take me to a page where it tells you about how to vote. And now the voting is a three-step process. Step one is where you just register yourself on the site. Step two is you register your property. So what happens is you select your property and you link that to your account. So that's how the site knows that you are voting on behalf of yourself and behalf on that property. Because as a property owner, you get only one vote per property as a person, as an individual. And step three is the actual voting. So it's simple enough there. And this page gives you some information on this that you can read about. And this video will actually also be on this page. The video is not complete yet, so it just says video goes here. Okay, let's say you've read through all the material now and you understand it, and it's time to begin your voting process. You can do that by tapping on the Vote Now link here. And what that will do is it takes you to the login page of the site. Now, being that this is your first time, you're not going to log in. You're going to register or create a new Deer Island Association account. So you would tap the link here that says create a new account. And then on this page, you're going to provide information about yourself. It's your name, your address, your email, your cell phone. I'm going to fill it in and then come back in a moment. Okay, so I have pre-filled all the information in, and it's just basic information. So there's a family name, your first name, your last name, your address. And this address should be your primary address. So if Deer Island is not your primary address, you should probably enter it here. And then you're going to select the city, the state, the zip code. And then I am a DIA member. That's the only option that you have there. You'll enter your email address. Home phone is here. It's not required. You can leave it blank if you want. Cell phone is required. So you're going to need to enter that there. And also your cell phone provider. So I use Sprint and I select that there. There's a drop down that you can select from many different providers here. Hopefully they're all listed. And then you create a password and enter it twice just to make sure it's accurate, and then tap the continue button. Now that takes you to a page where you can see that you're actually in your account on the DIA website. And it shows you the 3 steps that it takes to do the vote. Step 1 is the registration of yourself, and that is what you just did, so that is now complete. Step 2 is to register your property, and then step 3 is to vote. So let's do step 2, where we register the property. We just simply tap on the little image there of the house on the lake. And that takes us to a page where it says that DIA regulations allow one vote per person. Please select the property you own that you would like your vote to be counted for. So I'm going to select my property, and they're all listed here by address, and they're alphabetically, and the number comes first, so that's what you're going to have to look for. And then I select it, and I say, okay, that's my property. I submit that, and now it says, in order to complete your vote registration, you need to enter the code that has been sent as a text message to your phone. Now, this is something that is to secure or to ensure the security, the accuracy, and the integrity of the vote. So what happens is since you've already registered yourself and your phone, we're sending a code that'll go to your phone, and it goes to your phone, and only you're the one that can access that code. So you're going to be the only person that knows this code. So it should show up here as a text message on my phone. And there it is, 453464. I will enter it here, 453464. And then I submit the code. And then the site tells me your property selection of 72 Island Trail for online voting for the DAA is now complete. So that in effect means I have registered myself and I have registered my property to myself so that now I can vote as myself for my property 72 Island Trail. And I'll do that by tapping the click here link. And then that takes me to the page where it lists the issues and the options for voting. Okay, and we'll go through all of them right here. The first one is, it says, please indicate your preference for how the DIA should address the tennis court. It says resurface for $30,000 or replace for $65,000. Now, I mean, just for argument's sake, I'm just going to go all out and say, let's do it for $65,000. That doesn't mean that's what I want. Okay, I'm just doing it for this demo. The next one is, please indicate your preference for how the DIA should regulate short-term rentals. Do not change or add any new regulations or create new regulations to limit the frequency of short-term rentals. Again, I'm going to say create new regulations. And again, that's not necessarily how I'm voting, but I'm just doing it for the sake of this demo. And now the third issue is, if new short-term rental regulations are voted for, please indicate your preference for the duration of short-term rentals. Limit the frequency of short-term rentals to allow one rental in any 3-month period, or limit the frequency of short-term rentals to allow one rental in any 1-month period. I'll just, for argument's sake, go with 1 month. Okay, and then I submit my vote. And then the site will tell me, thank you, your votes have been recorded. That is it. Your voting is now complete. And now if I went to the menu here, and there's a feature here that takes me to the dashboard, if I were to go back to that page, it will then tell me, look, my registration is complete, my registration on my property is complete, and the voting, well, there is going to be subsequent voting down the line, so this is always going to remain open. But if I were to tap that now, it will tell me that my voting has already been recorded. So I voted for the current open issues. If there were more open issues, I would have been able to vote on them. And we will have more future issues to vote on, like the meeting every year annually. So that will open up at some point later, and then you would be able to vote again. And that, my neighbors, is how the voting feature of the DIA website is going to work. If you have any questions, you can just email board@deerislandassociation.org, and we will all get a notice about what you sent and address your question promptly. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy this feature.